And we are back at the new plot, guys. We got some really nice stuff to show you. We prepped the soil and we got some new plants out there. Let's have a look what we got. Wow.
We're here.
We got another one, right?
We got another one. Plot number 2. We have 3 people.
Yeah.
2 plots.
I have to be honest, I was a bit negative about it, just because I thought like so much work to be done with the other one. But look, I think we turn in like no time, no?
We are almost 3 months since we got this, but we've done essential work on this for 3 weeks now. We did stuff up there as well, but we mainly did here for 3 weeks. We've planted all the salady stuff up there, but
mainly planted there and working on the soil here.
Yeah, so we prepared the area here. So what we did over here is we went and we got manure from a pet shop / farm for rescue animals. We mixed it with a lot of dried leaves and straw, which composted really well, and we had the manure rotting down for another 4 months after it was ready. We had enough for here, plus a couple of bags that we put up there on the other plot.
Yeah, but in the end it ended up being quite a lot. There's a video if you want to have a look how we made it.
We also have 3 beds, 3 raised beds that we've put over there. The area is very uneven, so we just put 3 raised beds that we had left over, and we didn't know what to do. We had it in storage in the house for a while.
And we thought like, let's just use them. We had them under some of the trees there, not doing much.
It's a good interim solution for now. We have it back there. We fill it up halfway with topsoil. We're gonna put a little bit of manure on top, and then we are ready to plant back there as well. So we took some of the weeds out because there was a lot of grass. We put in the compost because grass is amazing for starting up a good compost pile. So we put in our bin up there, and that was relatively clear. We just laid some carton and just brought the manure in and wood chips on top. So very simple, and let's see how it goes.
Yeah.
So we talk for the other.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you.
All right, okay, take the camera.
So this area here used to be looking like that. Couch grass and hard soil. We have a couple of big plastic sheets that we are using for covering the other areas there. So we laid the plastic sheet for like a couple of weeks to just start the suppression, you know. We tried to get rid of most of the weeds, and you know there were also some blackberries from this big bush. So we treated the soil in a way like as close as possible to that, because we want to try to suppress as much as possible the growth.
Extra growth coming towards us, and
exactly.
kind of getting into this bed that we're gonna be cultivating things.
Exactly.
Cool.
Exactly. We added some topsoil that we went to buy from an online shop. A bit on the pricey side, but it's like a ton of soil, a ton and a bit maybe. 2/3 of the soil went to this to fill this up. You usually put like this much on top just to start the not dig. That's how we roll. As you saw there, we have some manure parks, and that's waiting for us to do like our usual check. We have a look at the manure before we actually put it on our soil, because some of these farms, they might be not giving any antibiotics to the animals, but the feed that they give to them, it might contain some pesticides. So we are a little bit on the standby with this bed here and with the 3 at the back there. But let's have a look at the other bed, which has a bit more things going on.
So as we said earlier, this area was the first one we prepared, so we could already start planting things from a week and a half ago, and we started with tomatoes. The reason was simple. It was the first ones that had grown to a level where we could plant them on the ground, and the weather was amazing. It was perfect time to put our tomatoes down, but then the weather changed completely, and it's been raining non-stop for 10 days now. We have some more peppers here that we're gonna be putting down. These are red pointy peppers.
We had them in the other one as well, in the other plot.
We had them on the other plot up there where we don't get that much sun. They struggled a lot. We got a couple of peppers here and there, and quite a lot of them were eaten by rats or some animals, I'm not 100% sure. Last week, we've put peppers here already. So these are bell peppers. They seem to be acclimatizing all right. And we have put some small orange peppers here. This one has been eaten here. I don't know by what.
Well,
Yeah,
maybe
I
it's
don't
just
know.
pigeons, you know,
I don't know, but I mean,
playing with it, or the
yeah,
bird.
you can see here as well, this one has been nibbled upon. And this is not like a slug. A slug usually starts in different points on the leaf. It doesn't start from the outside. This is like sharp.
Could be a
that's
bird, you know.
Definitely a bird, I think.
So we put lots of wood chips around, right?
So we put a lot of wood chips around to
That helps with the.
maintain the moisture in and the temperature, because this plot, as we said, gets a lot of sun comparing to up there that we do not get much sun. We have this area down here and that area over there are the first ones to be shaded because the sun is going this way, so we get a little bit of shade from the building. Later on the day we get a little bit of sun again. About 5:30 and 6:30, that area there gets a little bit of shade and then gets the sun again because the sun travels past the building. Most of the areas get about 7 to 8 hours and some parts get 10, 11 hours of sun. So as we said when we were doing a video, we're gonna put sun-loving varieties over here. And in that area and over there, and maybe here in the middle, we're gonna put some pumpkins. We're gonna put some pumpkins and we also might put some beans. Also, I thought carrots, we're gonna interplant some carrots and we're gonna go around and dot a lot of radishes.
I think it's you know the soils, obviously, because you know different plots have had different owners, you know, so it's a different technique on them, and I think we need to start again trying to figure out how this plot
Behaves and grows.
behaves and how we can make it work better, because I mean obviously we have more sun, which is different from the other one.
Even though it gets more sun, it might be that the soil has better water retention capabilities comparing to where we are up there.
Again, yeah.
Up there, all the plots that they are by the nature reserve, they all struggle with that.
Yeah.
They are on the slope, most likely
All the nutrients.
all the
are going
nutrients
down.
and all the water keeps flowing down.
Yeah.
All the plots that they are on the even surface on the bottom here that we are now, all of them are growing much better.
Look at that big tree we have. on
Yeah,
top.
I mean ours is.
So we are just.
we are the darkest parts in the allotment.
We are
over there.
below that big tree there. What tree is that one? Like
That's an oak.
there's an oak. So yeah, look at that. That's massive. We are just right below that.
And there's sycamores next to it. There's a big oak there, and the rest are sycamores, and there's one birch.
So for us, this is
birds there as
this
well.
is a pretty good spot. But
Yeah. I mean, waiting for 16 years. So let's make the best out of it. So yeah, we started with tomatoes. We're gonna do a lot of interplanting. We have more tomatoes to be replacing the ones that are struggling. And we also brought some pumpkins today. Some of them are ready to go into the ground. So they're gonna go in these raised beds over here. We're still waiting to put a bit of the manure on top. So they're not gonna go in today, but we brought them out to start hardening them. With the wind and the sun and the temperature outside. Most likely gonna put a structure for them to climb because they spread a lot. But we also have all this area behind, over here as well, where there is this gap, all these areas. And we're also thinking to use part of the second main area for pumpkins as well. It has always been a dream to have like a proper pumpkin and squashes, like huge area. Have something for Halloween and also lots of food that you can store it for long,
yeah,
because
it's gonna be pumpkin galore. You can freeze them as well.
you can cut them in pieces, in cubes, or you can grate them, put them in the freezer and keep them there for ages.
I make risotto with them and I keep them in the freezer, you know, and then you know, just take it out and make a risotto.
It's an amazing plan. One of my favorite things that I like doing is sweet pumpkin pie. My grandma used to make, so.
Stay tuned, guys. The grandma recipes are always the best ones.
And over here in this area, we've put quite a lot of chamomile seeds. Apparently they take quite some time to pop up. They are really good for attracting bees and beneficial insects. They bring a lot of pollinators in, and we need them in this area. We are Mediterranean, we love chamomile.
We need to calm down, right?
We need to calm down because we are like on it all the time, you know. We are doing this at the same time. We have quite a lot of flowers in the house. We have calendula and marigolds.
We put some already.
We put some marigolds there. They are completely stripped.
Oh.
Look at that.
Is that?
Yeah, that was a marigold. They are completely eaten, so maybe it's slugs on this one.
You can see the frustration in Nico's face, you know. Do slugs eat marigolds as well? Please leave a message below.
So yeah, we have started over here putting our magic potion to capture slugs. The two ones that we put yesterday, they've been taken away by cats, and we found them on the other side.
Yeah.
And this is a plot that was abandoned for maybe a year.
A year, yeah. The
A
guy.
year and a bit where nothing was happening here. So now there's change, there's fresh manure, wood chips, topsoil. So the animals are coming here and they're exploring.
Let's have a look at the shed from the previous owner. Apparently, it used to be an actor from Game of Thrones, and this was his throne. His throne of spade. There are things that's been left there. All his secret potions, and you know, he was an alchemist apparently. There you go. We're gonna have to deal with this. He had this allotment month by month. You guys reading this book as well? Wow, looks like a good one. There you go. And what do we have next to this?
Yeah, I got some surprise. I'm gonna try and grow amaranth for the first time. The amaranth plant in Greece is called Vlita. It's a delicacy. We make boiled greens with it. This year I'm gonna have to find a spot over here in this garden. The plant will grow quite big. It will grow up to here maybe. And then you take the tops and you cut them and they come back, and you keep cutting and you make boiled greens.
What else is
and
here?
here is black salsify. It's a root plant, so it makes a very long and thin root, kind of like a carrot, but thinner and longer.
And these are more calendulas.
That's more calendulas. This is the second seeding that I've done, and they're gonna go into the ground soon. So that's the progress so far. We've done a lot of work in the last 3 weeks. We got things ready, things in the ground, and waiting to plant more things. So all the good, fun stuff are ahead of us, planting and harvesting.
Yeah, I mean, like, it is gonna be a series of videos about this little project of ours. And you know, if you are starting your new plot as well, and you wanna leave some comments, you know, how you're getting on with what you've been planting, and you know, if you have tips for us, please leave them below.
Yeah. If you like this video, you can hype this video if you want a hype. And you can subscribe. Consider all these things, and see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye.